If you're just joining in, feel free to put your name in the chat and say hello and say where you're from. And then we'll get started here in just a minute. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get started on today's talk of overcoming overwhelm in motherhood. Welcome. I'm Kate Saffle, life coach for women and Simplicity Parenting Family Life Coach. I am so glad that you're joining me today. If you're new around here, this is a community for women who are seeking to live out their values in their daily lives, to overcome overwhelm, to simplify their homes and their schedules, feel more connected to their families, and go after their dreams and their goals. So if this is you, then you are in the right place. Okay, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about overwhelm. Now, if you feel overwhelmed, you probably will recognize some of these signs of what it looks like in daily life. So we're going to talk about the signs of overwhelm, and then I'm going to tell a little bit of my story as well as the solution for overcoming overwhelm. This is my three-part step. And then I'll finish up by making an announcement at the end, a special announcement. Okay. So these are some of the signs of overwhelm. The first one is your feelings tend to be negative. You feel frustrated, you feel angry, guilty, jealous. All of these negative emotions tend to just like stick to you like a magnet. So if that is what your days look like, often you may be overwhelmed. If you also find that you struggle to be present, whether that's when you're playing with your kids, you're hanging out with a partner or your friends, or even just in the mundane daily tasks of like washing dishes, you want to distract yourself and spend lots of time on social media or watching TV. These are all signs that you may be struggling with coping with the day-to-day and you're looking for other ways to distract yourself. Now, another sign of being overwhelmed in motherhood is second guessing your decisions, specifically when it comes to parenting, wondering, am I doing the right thing? Is there a better way? Should I keep researching and looking and looking? And you find that you're continually procrastinating and imagining this different way of doing life, but you never take action on it. And so all of that second guessing leads to lower self-confidence and feeling like you are not enough in motherhood. And then another sign of overwhelm, and this is probably the most obvious one, is but your home life is chaotic. There's stuff everywhere. You can't find the things that you're looking for. There's always messes. You feel like you are just rushing from one task to another, and you almost have like tunnel vision where you're just trying to get through each day. Some people call this survival mode. I know I've been there myself. And so if you're there right now, you're not alone. But definitely that's a sign of overwhelm. Next, if you are always putting yourself last, and this is a hard one for us mamas, but if you find it hard to ever prioritize your needs, to do self-care, to get a few minutes alone, to work out, to do any of those things that make you feel whole and make you feel like you're overwhelmed, okay? Because it is so important to take care of ourselves, especially because we take care of so many other people. And then finally, the last one on my list is if you have FOMO, or fear of missing out. You're spending a lot of your time dreaming about other ways that people live. You're looking at how others do things, and you're not taking charge of your own life and taking the steps to make your dreams a reality. So those are all kind of the signs of overwhelm. if you can relate, let me know in the chat. Let me know which one of those you related to most. So a little bit about my story and how I came to work with women who are experiencing overwhelm. Years ago, when I first became a mom, I felt so unequipped to be a mother. I didn't know how to manage all the responsibilities of a home, take care of a child, and work. And it felt like my days were just continual survival mode. And I've since had 3 kids, and with each child, my family and I have downsized our home. We've tried living tiny. We've traveled full time on the road. And I found that the more I focused on my needs and my values and my dreams, the stronger I became as a mother and the more confident. Also, the more capable I was in my daily life. And I think that's because I could see the big picture. So that's what we're going to focus on right now, is looking at the big picture for your life. So here is the solution. And this is my own personal formula that I came up with. So funny story, I actually had a whole presentation board with slides and everything made. And then I realized that they would be backwards on the screen. You wouldn't be able to read it. So I'm going off of my backup slides. And so I had this really beautiful Venn kind of diagram to show you with 3 circles intersecting. So we're just gonna use our imaginations here. We're gonna play pretend. So imagine 3 circles intersecting, and one has values in it, one has goals and dreams, and then the other one has mindset. In the center is you, okay? That is the solution. Let's go ahead and dig in, because I know that you are ready to overcome the overwhelm and step into a more connected, more joyful, more peaceful life and home. So let's get going on this. Okay, so your values represent who you are and where you came from. When we think of our values, we think of maybe the way we were raised, the community that we live on, and also what we want to prioritize going forward. Now, many of you may just know your values easily. They come to you right away. But if they don't, one easy way I suggest to my clients is to imagine what their perfect day would be. If there was no responsibilities, no financial obligations, what would you do? What would you see? What would you wear? How would you act? Who would you be with? When we think big picture, we're able to narrow down to what we truly value. And I highly recommend considering both your personal values and also your family values. And those help you get an idea of what's most important to you. So figuring out your values is definitely a process that requires you to dig deeper, but it is so worth it to see how you can find a solution and be part of the solution for overcoming your own overwhelm. And then the second part of that Venn diagram that I just described with the 3 intersecting circles would be your dreams and your goals. Now, I often use the words dreams and goals interchangeably, so I want to explain a little bit more clearly what those are. So your dreams are a vision that you have for your future self. There's an idea. They're not real yet. They may never become real. They may just be a dream. Dreaming is safe. You can do it from your couch in the comfort of your own home. Your goals are when you take a dream and you take action toward it. So a dream becomes a goal when you take that first step. So any dream can become a goal. And if you have a dream that's important to you, figuring out what that first step might be is a way to honor it and see it come to fruition, okay? Now, I like to use my morning routine to really focus on my dreams and goals. And I use that time to think of the future and think of where I want to go. So that's a tool that will help pull you out of tunnel vision if you're feeling overwhelmed in motherhood. And then finally, this is probably the most important part for the solution for overcoming overwhelm, and that is your personal mindset. Okay, who struggles with negativity or feeling frustrated, and that's your go-to emotion? Okay, let me know in the chat. So that has always been my, constant feeling, my constant emotion. For many years, I struggled with negativity and feeling like there wasn't enough time. I wasn't enough as a mother, that I couldn't do it all. And when we have those constant feelings, it makes it really hard to move forward in our days and to connect with our future self of who we want to become. So what you want to do is, if you struggle with negativity, is cultivate what's called a PEA state, or a positive emotional attractor state. And this is where you feel the emotions of contentment and peacefulness and joy. And that's where we want to get as much as humanly possible. Now, the reason why I drew a Venn diagram for those circles is because your values and your dreams and goals inspire your mindset. So when you focus on those parts of you that are important, that have so much value, it will change your mindset. And now, mindset work is something that I recommend to my clients that they do daily, that they are reflecting on who they want to be, how they want to show up in the world. The thing is that we are in control of our thoughts and our feelings. It's not up to others to change them for us. And that can be very empowering if you take the step to act on that. Our circumstances, like what we experience in our daily life, is just neutral. It's neither good nor bad until we assign a thought about it. And then from that comes our feelings. So it's actually possible to change the way that you think and you feel, because your brain is like a computer. So about 95% of your daily actions and your thoughts are on autopilot. It's your subconscious, which means like your brain is running software programs essentially. And which is really great because you are able to go about your day. You're able to take care of all the things that moms do. But it also means that you have about 5% of your brain to really be intentional and make those changes. Now, don't let that freak you out, because there is so much you can do with that 5% to radically change your situation and overcome overwhelm. So the thing I want you to remember that's most important about all of this is that peacefulness is an inside job. The way that you feel comes from inside of you. And if you don't like the way that you're feeling, then it's time to take action and change those feelings. So how do we put this all together? Well, if we look at our 24 hours in a day, there's plenty of opportunities to find time to think about our values and our dreams and goals. There's time to work on our mindset, and then also be present in our situation. So if you took my e-course, Daily Life Hacks for the Overwhelmed Mom, you know that your evening and your morning routines matter. The time that you set aside to plan for your days, to make sure that you have cleared your schedule and you're focusing on the activities and the responsibilities that matter most to you, and that you're saying no to the ones that do not meet your values and do not help you advance forward on your goals. Now, I know in motherhood, like there's some things that we have to do, right? We can't just get rid of everything and hang out on the couch all day. We're still responsible for work and our children and our homes, but there's still ability within that to go to, excuse me, that was my direct, it just went off, distracted me for just a minute. There is still ability for us to change our own path within the confines of motherhood. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, remember that feeling overwhelmed is a feeling, and feelings can be changed. Now, I know that some of this is like, it's a lot to take in, and I understand that. It's taken me years to get to this point where I'm able to think of my brain as a computer, and if I'm unhappy with a thought that I'm having about my situation, that I'm able to kind of go in there and change it, right? Because we are responsible for our own thoughts and feelings. So if this sounds like a lot to you, if you have this sense of overwhelm and you are ready for calmer, more peaceful days, then life coaching may be for you. So why life coaching? Why is that even something that people are talking about, that is becoming increasingly a more popular option? Well, I became a life coach because I knew that I needed help. I knew that I was unable to see the big picture, and I needed someone to provide me with empathy, listen to my needs, and help me figure out how to chart a plan for the future. So a life coach, if you think about it, is like a coach for your brain. Okay, so when we're sick, we go to the doctor. If our kids have cavities, we take them to the dentist. If our dishwasher is broken, we usually try to fix it. We will do all these things. We will manage and maintain all the things in our life that we're responsible for. But how often have you thought about maintaining and being responsible for your brain and what's happening in it? I know I never did. I never thought, really never even gave it a thought. And I didn't understand why I would have these constant thoughts running across my brain every day, why I didn't feel in control of my days, until I worked with someone who could help me see how my thoughts, my negative thoughts, were damaging my life. And so, like I said, life coach can help you overcome those obstacles in your brain, help you see beyond the limiting beliefs and the obstacles and move forward. And then additionally, life coaches are wonderful for accountability. So if you've ever tried to change a habit, or you've set a goal like running a marathon, and then you didn't make it to your intended outcome, how did that make you feel about yourself? Like, it feels pretty terrible, right? So when you work with a life coach, you have someone who cares about you, who gives you the tools to make the habit changes to reach your desired goals. And so, it's kind of like, we encourage our children to reach for their goals and their dreams, but who is encouraging us? Who has our back and is making sure that our needs are taken care of? And so sometimes that means reaching out for help. And then finally, speaking of help, having someone who can empathize and support you non-judgmentally is huge. Girlfriends are wonderful. I have many supportive girlfriends, but having someone who is outside of your circle of friends and family and can see the picture more clearly may be just what you need to overcome overwhelm. So, I wanted to tell you about this new program that I have created, and I'm so excited about it. It's called Aspire to You. And I named it that because I truly believe that who you were designed to be is who we want to move you toward. So if you feel stuck, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like you're not living up to your full potential, let's help you aspire to be you. This is a 6-week program, and it is immersive and community-based. So there will be 4 immersive one-on-one sessions with me. These are 60-minute long sessions in which we work in targeted areas to look at your daily routines, your habits, your mindset, your goals, your values, your dreams, and creating a roadmap for going forward. It's very comprehensive. And then there will be a group element. So there will be 2 live classes in which I will teach on a topic, and I will answer questions, and it'll be almost like going to school, but for your brain, with other moms. I'm also offering unlimited email support. You'll have that Facebook group, that private Facebook group, so that you will be part of a community of like-minded women who are trying to also change their lives, who want to think more positively, who want to move forward toward their goals, and to see their dreams come to fruition. And let me tell you, it is so powerful to work with a group of women who get you and see you and support you. So the value of that is honestly priceless in my mind. So I'm only offering 10 spots. And once those are gone, they're gone. So enrollment is closing October 6th. So who is this for? This is for any woman who is feeling overwhelmed and wants solutions for moving toward a more connected, calmer life, to have a daily routine, to have a plan moving forward. This is for you if you are tired of trying over and over again, of failing, of seeing who you want to be and not knowing how to actually get there. Okay, this is the solution. If you are ready to grow yourself and your family, if you want to see the values that you and your family hold dear, be the priority in your life so that you can let go of all the other stuff that is distracting, this is for you. And if you're committed to investing in yourself and seeing your own growth, I would love to see you in this group. So I wanted to spend some time here at the end answering any questions, and then also to let you know that if you're interested, I will be offering free 30-minute calls all this week to see if the program is a good fit for you. But like I said, enrollment closes a week from today, next Sunday, October 6th. So are there any questions? Okay. Okay, thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate you taking time out to join me. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you soon.